Before asking you the most important question as a personal trainer, let me ask you the second most important question in the world. What is your favorite cup of coffee? So the most important question as a personal trainer is, how do I get those high paying clients and produce that cash flow with those high ticket clients? In this video, I'm gonna show you guys 3 ways you guys can sit there and get online leads and charge a higher premium. Here we go. One of the biggest things you are up against as a personal trainer, online health and fitness coach, nutritionist, naturopath, health coach, whatever it is, it's trust and it's fear, okay? Because you're in an online world compared to being in a brick and mortar. When there's a brick and mortar and somebody comes into your practice, somebody comes to your clinics, somebody comes into your gym, the trust is easily more built because there's a hand exchange, there's eye contact, there's an energy transfer for being in person, okay? Now, when you guys are virtual, it's different. I mean, thank God now we have the proximity for, things like Zoom, phone calls, stuff like that, videos like this to build the trust. You have to understand the game you are playing in the online side of things if you guys are a personal trainer, a nutritionist, health coach, whatever it is. So again, number 1 is creating traffic. This is where you guys are playing the organic game, okay? So let's just say that you go on Facebook, you guys go on Instagram, you start a YouTube channel, you start a podcast, you go on LinkedIn, TikTok. You have to sit there and have some sort of presence online, okay? So if you are an online personal trainer, then you gotta get on Facebook, you gotta get on Instagram, and you gotta start producing content, again, so people get to know, like, and trust you. There's really no way around it unless I tell you guys the other ways, how to get online personal training clients a little bit later in this video, okay? But this is really the organic side of the ways. This is the way you create traffic, okay? Because it takes sweat equity. This will not take money, but it'll take time, it'll take sweat equity and a lot of work. And that's fine, okay? Especially if you guys are getting started and you don't have a big budget to play with, okay? This comes to mind with like a lot of our, coaches in our accelerator mentorship, because a lot of people are starting from scratch. Some people are maybe just 1 year in, 2 years in, maybe they're just making $1,000, $2,000, right? They have to play this game of creating traffic. And one of the go-to things is creating Facebook and Instagram accounts, okay? Because you guys can post a lot of different ways on those, okay? There's different neighborhoods within Facebook and Instagram I'm not gonna get into in this video. So that's the first way to get online clients, is create traffic, guys. Be on Facebook, be on Instagram, produce a lot of content. Again, this video is not for like what to do on content. We have a great video if you wanna watch it right here. It's called How to Create a Content Machine. That gives you guys like really the tactical stuff, the nuts and bolts on what you guys can create on Facebook and Instagram. So make sure to watch that training right there. But really the whole entire premise for this first way to get online personal training clients is you have to create traffic, and it has to come in an organic way. All right, the second way to get online personal training clients is what we call borrow traffic. You don't have to do so much sweat equity as far as like hustle and bustle with like creating traffic on the organic side of things, or you don't have to sit there and pay a lot of money, right? There's a combination of these two you can do, but this is what I like about borrowing traffic. For example, borrowing traffic is doing joint ventures, it's collaborations, it's partnerships, it's host beneficiaries, it's you sponsoring people's businesses or events or whatever it is. It's you going into people's communities and doing free live like masterclass trainings, webinar trainings, whatever it is, right? So the whole premise with borrowing people's traffic is you have to know who your perfect future client is. You have to know who your avatar is, your niche is, okay? And then you have to go find people that have your guys' audience. So what you go and do is you actually borrow their traffic, you know what I mean? So for example, let's just say that you are a health and fitness professional and you work with busy moms. Okay, well, who's a pioneer in the industry? You could sit there and interview them, or you can go into their community and add value somehow. And this way it's free, right? But it's your time, and you go in there, you produce the value, and in exchange, you can give them a lead magnet. You can do a call to action to your Facebook account. You're pulling the traffic now and borrowing their traffic to your guys' lead magnet, to your website, whatever the call to action is, okay? So that's a form of borrowing traffic. I'll give you guys another one. You guys wanna sit there and sponsor somebody's event, okay? Maybe it's local, maybe it's a bridal type of like event that's going on. That's who you work with, is females that are getting ready for their wedding, okay? Perfect. We know the niche, we know the avatar. There's a perfect event going on that we can sponsor. Okay, maybe you guys pay a couple $100s to be at that event all day, but it gets your brand in front of people, and then you guys have a lead magnet, you have a QR code, you have somewhere to sign up to get their information and get them in your funnel. And this way, at least you're borrowing their traffic, because they already have the traffic, but you're just borrowing it now. If you're a health and fitness coach / professional, we have an awesome online workshop called the 6-Figure Health and Fitness Business Formula. We do a super deep dive on the 4-step system on how to really create a high ticket offer. There's so much value in there, so make sure to check the link in the description box class and watch that free online workshop. If you guys have money, maybe you have less time here, okay, cool. Let's do number 3, paid traffic, okay? Because it's a great way to target people and get people into your guys' ecosystem and turn them into paying clients, okay? So with this, there's really 2 ways that I look at this, okay? So there's a fast track and there's a slow track way with paid advertisement. So the slow track is, let's just say you're on Facebook or Instagram and you're producing, content, right? On a normal day-to-day basis, 5 times a week, right? So what you could do actually is boost those posts to your targeted audience, your perfect future client. And all you have to do is maybe put $5, $10, maybe 20 at the max to really get that reach, those impressions, and bring them back into your guys' brand, whatever the call to action is. If it's like a challenge you guys have, a virtual workshop, whatever it is, So that's a really cool way to do it, because you guys can play the game of like paid traffic, but it's a slow track way where you're not spending that much money, not taking that much risk. Now look, the fast track, this is the big boy, this is the big girl, like kind of like way. So with this, you have to understand Facebook Ads Manager. That's a whole nother skill set. It's a whole nother discussion I'm not gonna talk about in this whole video, okay? But that's the fast track. So if you understand how to do that, cool, you guys can do video campaigns, you guys can do still picture campaigns, and you guys can do budgets of like $50, $100, or $200 a day behind these like ad sets and campaigns to drive them to like a landing page, a lead magnet, a call page, whatever it is. And that's the beautiful thing about like paid advertisement is like you can target people, and Meta these days, which is Facebook and Instagram, has made it so easy these days to be able to sit there and target people because they got rid of the whole interest thing. Back in the day, you can just do these granular things with like all these interests and targeting stuff. It made it more complex to run ads. These days, like they actually deleted the whole thing with the whole interest thing. Well, they didn't delete it, but it's still there, but it's not a huge factor to where you have to worry about it. So that makes it easy because all you have to do is actually run these ads as broader audiences, and then you have to worry about really the creative, which is 70% of that. And then if they stop to scroll, okay, you did 70% of the work of the invitation to the party, then literally the 30% is that messaging, that copy inside the ad, where it's like, okay, they stopped, they got the invitation, right, from the creative. Now they're opening the invitation. If the copy's good and they're like, man, I want to go to this party, cool, they're going to click the link to like your guys' challenge or your guys' webinar or your guys' free lead magnet, and they're going to opt in. They're going to get in your guys' ecosystem, and then later come paid clients, right? The next video we actually have is with Alex Hormozi. He talks about some strategies that we talked about when we interviewed him in person back in 2018, 2019, back in Texas. And he gave us some cool strategies on how to get more online health and fitness leads. So make sure to check out this video with Alex Hormozi next.